Hello everyone. Okay, I thought since a new challenge has just started, I'd do something a little bit different. Let's take a look at what these levels are presenting us. So I've got the governor leading. That's just because I haven't finished the daily quests yet. One of them is to use the governor in so many missions. That's a fairly common one. I've got Glenn along just because every kill gets us some supplies, and supplies, they really develop slowly at this sort of rate. And of course, I've got Magagi because we get extra XP if we use her for some kills. I'm sure the description said something about a big bad walker who we've not come across yet. Obviously, these guys are on a much sort of lower level than our characters, except for the governor. So they're not going to be too much of a challenge. This is just a chance for us to have a look at what these missions present, see if there's any surprises. I'm going through these ones for the first time, and I'm glad you're here to, take a look at them with me. So this mission, this looks pretty fun actually. A sort of run the gauntlet kind of one. Looks like we've got to unlock that gate. Nothing too challenging. We've got that armored walker. Maybe if we stuck around for a little longer, it might present us with some more challenges. But that one, it looks pretty much as seen. So there we go. That's the first one. Okay. These are Origins challenge. Okay. Knocking on Heaven's Door. Bang on the door of the CDC. This is where having Glenn as a leader can actually be very beneficial. Again, I'm picking the governor just because he needs to complete one more mission, and then that's a daily quest finished. Bang on the door of the CDC. So it's not a huge mission, this one. I don't know why I keep on shooting people with the governor. He's really not going to do anything. I know what happens here. We bang on the door to the CDC, and walkers appear. Now, here's why I suggest using Glenn as your leader. 4 bangs on the door opens. So that's a pretty solid tip. I'm glad that they presented us with a mission where I could actually offer some distinctive help. And that would be what I recommend. Take Glenn. This mission becomes a lot easier. So when it gets harder, if you are struggling, there you go. Now you've got a way to do it. Complete missions with the governor. Get some seasonal event tokens. Great. Get to the van. Use camouflage if you want to walk among the walkers. That's an if. It's a solid if. I know this mission. I like this mission. I think this one's very, very good. We got some real good ones. Oh, I ignored one of my cardinal sins. I didn't check that Rosita was properly armed. She's got the LMG, which is a fine weapon, although it's not upgraded at the moment. I should have made sure that she's got Daryl's assault rifle, because that's the weapon that I've upgraded. I'm keeping my ranged characters here to fend off these walkers as they approach us. Pretty obvious reason why. You don't need to use the gore, but let's I'll just sort of show you. So if we grab that, look at that. I love that. He even sort of changes his stance, goes full on walker. Look at that, shuffles along. Just it's a really nice touch. I think it's quite a recent addition to the game, is the gore. But the developers have done a very good job in presenting us with something that's in keeping with the show. If you do use gore, just love watching them shuffle along. If you do use gore, it wears off fairly quickly. I think it's 4 turns, but it does make you invisible to the walkers unless you do something crazy like try and stab them in the face. It kind of gives the game away if you do that. But there you go. So if you're struggling with this, play around with using the gore to disguise your characters. I personally like to just do the whole thing in one go, just sort of like run through. But it's a good level because you've got those options. You've got a couple of different ways that you can complete it. So, fun one. Paradise Lost, thin the horde, attacking the farm. Okay, let's do what we didn't do earlier, which we should have done. I've also got training gear on the armor, which is going to give me a lovely XP boost. I know that some veterans do not recommend the training gear, but I kind of like it. So I think we're going to have one of those classic sort of waves of walkers missions. Let's just see if there's anything surprising. So you probably noticed there was a bruiser there. Looks like we've got another one right here. So this shouldn't be too much of a challenge if you bring ranged walkers. Looks like they're throwing a few little surprises in the mix. We don't have to worry about threat because these are just coming in. What was that, 3 turns? Okay, not too much of a challenge. I would highly recommend you use ranged characters for this. Charged assault characters will be great because they have that rooting ability. What do we get here? Oh, some Carl tokens. Nice. Okay, let's just finish this. So, free the survivors and kill the walkers at the campsite. Okay, so I like this setup that I've got. I mean, I'm just using this because I get extra XP, I get supplies, all that good stuff. But I think this is a pretty good one for this anyhow, because we've got some mobility, so we can free those. That's it. That's it. So free those survivors straight away. Mission ends. How quick was that? 20 seconds, if that. Okay, so that's. I'm gonna hold that up as an example of how to do that that mission. 25 stars. Yeah, great, Rosita. That's fantastic. Bonfire, survive 5 turns. Well, what's going to be happening here? I would imagine this is another walkers come swarming in and try to bite your face off event. So 5 turns. Yeah, ranged characters seem like a good bet, especially since these guys are burning. I think this is from sort of season 2. Yeah, it's giving us a countdown. That kind of helps. Let's just make sure that we don't get surrounded. That's probably worth noting, is that they are coming from sort of all angles. I think this probably represents the season 2 finale, which was kind of a pretty dramatic fight to the death as the farm burned down. Ideally, you kind of want to kill all of the walkers and not leave any standing, so that on the next turn when some more come in, you don't have any stragglers to have to deal with. But okay, and true to the word. So later on, this could be a bit more of a challenge, and we've got to remember that as soon as that 5th counter, that 5th turn starts, we can flee. So that might come in handy when this mission becomes a bit more tricky later on. Just got to survive for 5 and then we can flee. You don't have to kill all of the walkers, so that might be a top tip if you find yourself struggling later. But there we go, we've completed all of the challenge missions, and I like this setup. I think there's some fun stuff. A lot of these missions are actually really evocative of those earlier episodes and seasons of The Walking Dead, and I like to see that. If you've got any particular tips or thoughts about these missions, please do let me know in the comments, and as ever, thanks for watching.